Death! Hey everybody, so the Dragon Incursion raid is back, but this time we have Hell mode. So if you thought the normal version was chaotic, this one takes everything and turns it up to 11. Enemies hit harder, they move faster, and mistakes get punished instantly. This is not an introduction anymore. This is where your team either executes or wipes. Now, first things first, you still need a full team of four, and just like before, communication is everything. You can now use matchmaking, and I mean, if you find a pickup group that works for you, that's awesome. But I'm telling you, being able to communicate with your teammates is pretty essential in this fight. If your team isn't talking, this version falls apart pretty quick. Now, gear and level matter even more here, but what really makes the difference is coordination and awareness. Also, your team composition matters. You want players running smoke bombs or abilities like the Shinobi Vanish. So you want a Shinobi in your team that has group Vanish. Now, these are huge in Hell mode because if you get marked with bombs, using these abilities can actually clear the mark completely. And that alone can save a run. And just like before, priority number one is always kill the smaller enemies immediately. In Hell mode, if adds stack up, the fight becomes unmanageable almost instantly. So on to the actual boss fight. So you have some differences in Hell mode. In phase one, basically everything is faster, hits harder, and is less forgiving. So at the start, everything feels familiar, but just enemies attack faster. So you have more damage, more pressure, and you have less room for error. You still have mortar fire, you still have ads, and they're way more aggressive. So the rule doesn't change. Clear the ads first and then damage the boss. If you fall behind here, the run will snowball out of control. Bomb marks will still happen, but you need to be very smart here. If you get marked, you run the outer edge like before, you run around in a small circle, you run in a zigzag, or you can use smoke or vanish to instantly clear it. Now, this second option again is huge in Hell mode. Now, in phase two, there are no safe zones basically. So this is where things really start to change because when the giant nukes come down, you can't rely on a clean safe zone in the middle anymore because sometimes there just isn't one. So, what our team found is, and this is what we believe works, is that if you look for two Bohia bombs that land very close together, then when you see that, your team needs to move quickly and go straight across from those bombs and focus the bomb together. This is what we found, that basically the bomb that is completely on the opposite side of the two bombs that are very close together is usually the one that has a safe spot. Now, this sometimes is the same between runs, sometimes it changes, so it just seems very random. The strategy here is the same. You burn it down fast, and that usually creates your safe space. So this requires that you have fast recognitions, that you have callouts immediately, and you have full team commitment. So if you hesitate here, you wipe. And this is what I'm saying, that communication here is key. So at least one person needs to be calling out things. If you're in a pickup group, if you're in a matchmade group, just be the one that's calling out stuff. Now, here's one of the biggest differences in Hell mode. Whenever a player goes down, a giant Bohia bomb spawns on their body. So reviving isn't just risky, it's a mechanic now. You're gonna see the same. This is actually the same in Lord Saito. When someone gets down, he spawns one of the big shades. So this is what basically it's part of the Hell mode theme. So anyway, in this fight, you usually have enough time to get the revive. You just need to do it carefully. Clear space first, communicate, then commit. If it is always helpful to have someone call out when the boss is on them, like, "Hey man, the dragon's on me. You guys can revive," so that people know that they have a space to go in and revive another one of your teammates. Now, if multiple people go down in bad spots, it can chain into a full wipe very fast. Then in the later phase, and what I call phase 3, is everything just kind of overlaps. You don't have a lot of safe zones. You have constant ads. You have bomb mechanics. You have a lot of incoming damage, and then comes that yellow AOE from the boss. It's that giant yellow bubble that disarms you and attacks you and kills you most of the time. So you need to get out of that, and then right after that attack, everyone gets marked. So this is where you need to be prepared. Save your smoke bombs, save your group vanishes for this exact moment. This is what we did with our group. I had a smoke bomb, another guy had the group vanish, so we just kind of took turns in disappearing the team when we were able to. Now, as soon as the marks go out, you either pop smoke or you use group vanish and you clear as many marks as possible. And this makes the fight a bit easier because you're also going to have mortars, you're going to have ads, you're going to have explosions, you're going to have all kinds of stuff. So this is just very helpful. Basically, if your whole team gets forced to run bombs at the same time in hell mode, it's almost impossible to control. This is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, clutch moments in the fight.
I do not have it now.
Now, from here, the fight just kind of loops, the pressure never drops. It becomes a pure execution check. Are you clearing the ads instantly? Are you managing bomb marks correctly? Are you reviving safely? Are you communicating mechanics? Basically, you just kind of have to keep doing this until the boss goes down. Because in hell mode, one mistake doesn't just hurt, it snowballs into a full wipe. So yeah, this is the Dragon Incursion in hell mode. It's faster, it's more chaotic, and it's way less forgiving than the normal version. But if your team is coordinated, if your communication is solid, and if you manage your tools properly, it is absolutely doable. Just remember, kill ads immediately, save your utility for key moments, and never lose communication. Good luck out there, you're gonna need it. Now that's it for this video. If this helped you out, share it with your team because they're gonna need it too. Subscribe so you don't miss future builds and guides. And if you want to support the channel directly, you can check out buymeacoffee.com/allbashgaming. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next one.
It really was.